what?
The name of the movie is called If.
We're going to talk about it if what?
The name of the movie is called If. IF. The letters IF. It is a very bad title for a movie, almost as bad as It. But
those are bad titles. What about The Thing? I think it's nice and mysterious.
It's a little better. It's 2 words at least. This is just 2 letters. But anyhow, yes, the movie If recently came out. And it is a movie starring Ryan Reynolds and Kaylee Fleming. And it is all about imaginary friends, which is what IF stands for.
And that is what Sakanko is to me. That is why he has no solid corporeal form. See, look at that. My feathers go right through him.
Okay, so first of all, I guess we're gonna just do a quick review, a spoiler-free review. What did you think of the movie?
I thought it was really fun. I mean, at first it really seemed it was going to be, and it was definitely shaping up to be, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Yes, a lot of people were making comparisons, whether for good or for bad. But yeah, it's its own thing. It is not actually related to that movie. It does not have a backdoor into that series at all.
Yeah.
There is no relation. It is just 2 similar premises.
Yes, they basically start off as the same thing, and their differences make them like a world apart.
The other big thing, the movie starts off with a bit of a shaky cam thing, as it's supposed to be a home movie. Being recorded by this family.
Yeah, like the Coneheads movie.
What's that?
Like with the Coneheads.
Coneheads, okay.
They did the whole, like, this is what happened before the movie, and they catch you up in the form of home movies.
But yeah, it was a little weird, because, like, the rest of the movie is told like a regular movie, but the opening of the movie is all just camcorder footage of this family as this little girl's growing up. And, like, there's... I don't believe there's any like voiceover. I think it's just music over the footage, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. There's no.
And yeah, it's very jarring. You don't expect this coming into it, and then as soon as that footage is over, the movie just happens as a movie would.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that betray what's happening. They do it in a very artful way.
Yeah, it's there. It's definitely there for a reason. So don't get me wrong. It's not like there and it's like, why was that there?
Yeah,
no, it's there for a reason. It tells a story without words. Almost like a movie we reviewed last year about a
Silent Night.
Yeah, a guy who lost his voice and
fake RoboCop.
They made a huge mistake about having nobody talking throughout the whole movie for no reason. We definitely thought that movie was an interesting idea, but yeah, it apparently did not do well, and people thought it was like a crap premise or something. But anyhow, yes. So the movie starts out with this, and we proceed. As our main character, who's played by Kaylee Fleming, is, I think she says she's 12 years old. Does I recall correctly?
I think that's how old she's supposed to be. I mean, and, clearly the actress is older.
Yeah, more than likely. But yeah, she ends up moving back to her old place, and she ends up finding out that her upstairs neighbor, Ryan Reynolds, is got a couple of cartoons living with them, animated characters.
There's a green panda, amongst other things.
Is there also a big blue budgie?
No, they're very real. Very, very real.
But anyhow, yeah, it's a very, very interesting movie. It's a bit of a roller coaster of a story. There's
emotions.
Yes, roller coaster of emotions. What's kind of weird is I'm not sure who its demographic is intended to be exactly, because like, you think, it's a movie about imaginary friends, it's all for kids. Like, there's a lot of serious topics in this movie.
There's a lot of things that definitely are adult themes.
There are definitely things that a young audience, without being explained to them by their parents, are not going to understand is happening. And there's definitely some things that are in there that kids are going to absolutely love. All the characters in this movie, all the imaginary friends are all fun and interesting. Some of them are a little more esoteric, a little more something that the parents will go, oh, I know what that is, and be interested in. And even some like nods to real people in some of these characters. At least one of them in particular. No, two. I'll see two. But yeah, it is a very fun, very imaginative movie, as in a movie about imaginary friends might be. But yeah, there are a few faults with it. Similar to the premise of Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, where they're trying to find new people for imaginary friends, people who've grown up. It's like, well, why couldn't this new kid imagine his own imaginary friend? Why does he need somebody else's former imaginary friend?
Because they're not very creative.
That's not ever established in the movie. The kid that they're trying to set up an imaginary friend, it never comes up.
They did state that they can only see the imaginary friend they need.
Yeah, this is true.
And maybe they just haven't envisioned that yet.
But in any case, that was one of those weird things there. But otherwise, the movie, I think, was really well made, and it's definitely, like I said, it's an emotional roller coaster, and it's definitely worth seeing if you're a fan of animation live action hybrids, if you're a fan of creativity, fan of Ryan Reynolds, all good reasons to go see this movie. Obviously, we're biased, but furries, definitely some furry content in this movie. And now we're gonna do a tier list, talking about all the characters here. Let's see, that one. Here we go. So, starting off, we have the poster character of Blue. Who, yes, Blue is actually purple in color.
That is brought up in the movie.
It is mentioned in the movie. It is a given explanation as to why his name is Blue, even though he's pretty much purple. So what do we think? Do we like Blue? Blue.
I do like Blue, but he's pretty basic. He's just a big purple monster.
Yeah, Blue is voiced by Steve Carell.
Yeah, I mean, we already had for me, our school anyway, we had Parp and we had Grimace, and they were both.
What was that first one?
Parp.
Parp.
It was Parents Are Reading Partners was the name of the thing, but our mascot, since our thing from my hometown, big thing was Grapes. He was, he or she was at least initially like a giant grape, but it just looked like a repurposed Grimace costume. And then some years it was just like one of the teachers wearing a bunches of grapes costume. It changed a few times. The Grimace one was my favorite.
Yeah.
But it's been done.
Okay.
I wouldn't call him F tier.
I just put it there because it's the same color they are.
I would put it, he's fine. He's a cute character. I would say for now, I think he's a B tier.
B, okay. Next, we have Blossom, who was voiced by Phoebe Waller-Bridge. She is the other main imaginary friend of the movie, and the first one we really actually meet.
Yeah, she's pretty great. Very relatable. Her accent isn't as annoying as I should find it.
Okay.
Just because I'm not used to it.
They are definitely inspired by the classic inkblot tunes of yesteryear, of like the Steamboat Willie and Oswald the Lucky Rabbit style cartoon characters.
I would say they're A tier.
A, okay.
Yeah, all around a likable character that's interesting and has a good background. There really wasn't anything I could see to improve the character.
All right. Next, we have one of the two characters that I inferred was actually based off of a real person. His name is Lewis. They are voiced by Louis Gossett Jr., who is actually passed away slightly before the movie was finished. Mm-hmm. So we didn't get to see his finished product, but the movie was dedicated to him, so I thought that was a really nice touch. But yeah, evidently, if I remember my research correctly, in the Spanish dub, the voice of Spanish Winnie the Pooh voices this character. So they got the Winnie Pooh to voice the teddy bear imaginary friend. But yeah, he is one of the other major characters in the story, and yeah, he's similar to Blossom in that they're an older and he's kind of the mentor figure in the story. He's the one that the main character is sent to learn about how to deal with the imaginary friends. Are you okay?
Don't.
Okay, so what would you rank this one?
I would say he is so friendly and relatable. He's at least an A tier.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to think about S tier.
All right, next we have Cosmo. Cosmo, see, I should do these in order. Christopher Maloney voices Cosmo.
Yeah, I love Christopher Maloney.
He is an imaginary friend who is invented as a detective. He is basically like your McGruff the crime dog kind of guy. He's got the hat and the trench coat, but has no physical form that you can identify. He's just a black shadow with eyes. But
like Marvin the Martian.
Yeah, I guess kind of like that, yeah.
And also, he was played by a guy that also played a detective on television.
Yes, absolutely. That was definitely intentional. But yeah, definitely thought his character was really fun. I'm definitely willing to put him up in A, if not S tier. What did you think of him?
I thought he was fine. He was fine. I didn't find him particularly interesting.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a neat design, but he's just, he doesn't really emote very much. Like, he's just like looking for the guy, like he's always looking for the next thing and the next crime or whatever he's doing, and it's like, it's all right.
I could just picture that I would have imagined him.
I just can't relate.
Oh.
Nothing wrong. I love Christopher Maloney.
Is he good for A, or should I put him in B?
I just leave him in A if you want to put him in A.
Okay. All right. So next we have Allie.
Allie is so cute.
Allie is voiced by Maya Rudolph. Yeah.
I think they're super cute. Appearance-wise, like for appearance, none of these are going to be graded on appearance. I think they're super cute, but also they only have like minimal personality. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
They're great. They did exactly what they're supposed to be. Not everybody could be S tier or A tier because there's just not enough room. C tier, but not like, it's like a high C tier, It's not like they're not a bad character, just there's better characters, and not everybody gets to be A.
Okay, so we're good with leaving them there. All right. Next we have the ghost imaginary friend. It's just a sheet ghost with a crown. Their name is listed as Andromedus III, and they are voiced by Matthew Rees. I am unfamiliar with their body of work.
Yes, they don't have a body.
I meant the actor.
It reminds me of a Black Monarch from the Lego set that I used to have. They were a ghost with a sheet, but they were sold as part of the Black Monarch's corridor or whatever, and it was just a door to the. I love that set because I got it because it came with a little gray parrot.
That explains.
And then I think I lost the parrot.
Oh no!
But eventually, it took a while.
So anyhow,
but they're okay. I think D is fine.
Yeah.
Again, nothing.
They were, other than the fact that they have a canonical name, I don't really think that they had much of a role in the story or were very memorable.
They kind of matched the D color as far as the exposure for that picture goes. So it works.
Next, this character is the other person who is made in the likeness of their actor. Is voiced by Richard Jenkins, who actually looks an awful lot like his character. His character is named just Art Teacher. This is one of the ones I was mentioning also that was something that maybe kids would not necessarily pick up on, but he is a art model. He's a little wooden mannequin that you'd pose to be able to draw as reference. And the fact that he's an art teacher, fits quite well. There's a few different scenes which are really cleverly made where we interrupt his art class for the imaginary friends, which was, in itself is kind of a weird thing. It's like, what do imaginary friends do when they're not, trying to entertain children? They're learning how to better themselves, and one of the things is they have an art class. And there's paintings of imaginary friends that are interactive, and it is such a well-made scene. This is probably one of my favorite sequences is that one where what would be a foster's home in the cartoon show, kind of transforms.
I don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
When
No, because you're good. No, I mean it
okay.
character-wise, because they can't see this. This is meaningless without seeing it.
Yeah. Anyhow, just recommending going to see the movie. As far as his character goes, I'm definitely putting him alongside with Allie.
They were fine. They served.
He was an interesting character as far as his character design. Like I said, I found out he resembles his actor, and they were memorable. Whereas the Ghost I found completely unforgettable. All right, next we have the Banana.
Did the Banana do anything?
No, the Banana was voiced by Bill Hader though, and they made fun of him because he doesn't have any clothes on besides a headband.
Yeah.
Put some pants on.
He's just like the Banana character from
Banana Joe from Amazing World of Gumball. Yeah.
Basically.
Pretty much
the exact same design.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fine. Again, forgettable.
Yeah.
I actually forgot about this character after the movie.
Yeah. On the website that I found, it did not have a picture of him. I had to go and crop him out of a picture, so to have this here. But next we have this Bubble.
Bubble's fine. That Bubble was cute. I had fun with the Bubble.
They are voiced by Awkwafina, and one section says their name is Bubble, one says his name is Pop. Yeah, the Bubble was a fun little character. They're just an animate soap bubble, I guess, that can pop out of existence and reform instantly afterwards. Yeah. kind of a silly idea. Definitely one that I think whoever imagined them would probably have a lot of fun playing with them. But you can see how they'd move on and forget about them once they got older.
Yeah.
But yeah, is it good for C tier?
Yeah, C tier is good.
All right, next we have another one that I could not find the picture for, but this character is Steven, the Green Slime, voiced by Keegan-Michael Key.
I don't remember what they did.
They were also at the therapy session, group therapy session, and they're basically a green blob that is see-through.
Yeah, I don't remember them.
All right, that's fine. Put them
I know that they were in the movie, but yeah.
Yeah, they could have given Keegan-Michael Key more lines.
Yeah, he keeps getting like the short end of the stick here. Like in what was the other the Willy Wonka prequel there?
Oh, like, Wonka?
Yeah, he doesn't get. He's the only one that doesn't get to sing.
Oh yeah,
he got to sing one line in the entire movie, and I'm like, did he not want to, or did
I don't know.
Just...
next we have the Gummy Bear, named Gummy Bear, voiced by Amy Schumer.
They bouncing here and there and everywhere? Gummy Bear, it's bouncing here and there and everywhere.
I'm torn between C and D for them. They really did not have much of a character either. I want to say there was a fart joke with them. I'm not sure why, but there was like definitely a couple different jokes with them.
I don't remember this character.
So
either.
D tier then?
Yeah, I put D tier. I'm not saying they weren't. I mean, I do remember them being in the movie. All
right, next we have the Ice Cube.
Yes, they were fun.
Their name is Ice. They are voiced by Bradley Cooper.
Yes, it was neat, and it is just. I mean, because it's Bradley Cooper, it's exactly Rocket Raccoon, the voice.
Oh.
So it's very very.
They were imagined by a kid who was thirsty. Yeah. So they're an ice cube in a glass of water.
Yes, I like the design a lot, and I like the voice of the character. I like the attitude. I would say they're B tier.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I just had fun every time they were on screen.
All right, next we have Magician Mouse. Magician Mouse was voiced by Sebastian Maniscalco, another actor whom I am unfamiliar with. But I don't know, they kind of remind me a little of Mike the Mouse from Sing, except they're a magician instead of a singer.
Oh, okay. I'll leave this one up to you then.
All right. Yeah, I think I'll leave him on C tier.
All right.
All right. Next, we have the Marshmallow. Marshmallow is a sight gag that was used in a lot of the trailers. They are voiced by John Krasinski.
Oh yeah. They were. Oh wait, John Krasinski. Yeah, he was actually the main character, the dad.
Yeah,
not the main character, but he was the dad in the movie.
What's kind of funny is if you recognize it as his voice, or if you know that he voices this character, you might think, oh, maybe he's the one who imagined him. But it's a red herring. He's not his.
I don't know. They were
Spoilers,
cute, but I think D is fine.
Okay.
Not a bad character. Like, none of these. The D tier is not as much of an insult as you think.
They don't really have much of a role in the story. They're just there for one or two, visual gags, and they move on from them. But yeah, next we have Octocat.
Voiced by Awkwafina.
No, Blake Lively.
Blake Lively.
Awkwafina was the bubble.
Darn it.
But yeah, I actually didn't remember them so much. There was another character I cannot find a picture of. That is a regular looking gray cat that is just sitting in an armchair watching MTV.
Yeah, they're cute.
They never leave the chair the whole movie. Anytime they need to interact with him, they just put whatever he's watching as the basically what's happening in the movie.
Yeah.
So they're doing a whole scene somewhere else that shows up on his TV, and that's how we get his opinion on what's going on.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
But
they were interesting. I don't know.
They're cute. They're cute design, but that's the only thing keeping them out of F tier for me. Like I said, I don't remember them having much of a role in the movie in the slightest.
I would just leave them there.
Next, we have Robot.
This
definitely one of the cooler characters here, and they're voiced by Jon Stewart.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Jon Stewart.
I didn't find the character particularly awesome. It's just my bias is that he looks like a toy robot that I'm old enough where I had a toy robot that looked a lot like that.
Yes.
And I just really like robots.
Yes.
You might have guessed.
Yeah, maybe.
So I was really excited to see him on screen every time they showed him. Plus I recognized Jon Stewart's voice. Yeah. And I was like, I need to hear that more just to be sure. But I loved it, and this is my bias.
Yeah.
If I was to be unbiased, I'd say he'd be C tier, but I want him in B tier at least.
Yeah, definitely would want to see more of them. All right, next we have, this one was a tricky one, S-Dog. They are voiced by Sam Rockwell, the voice of Mr. Wolf from The Bad Guys.
Yes, and Justin Hammer from Iron Man.
Yes.
But weren't they also an imaginary character, sort of imaginary character in the Spy movie with Henry Cavill? The takes place in that.
Was he?
Yeah, he was the guy. He was the spy that was going around with the woman, and they had the whole movie.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot that was him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He wasn't the imaginary one though. He
wasn't. He was like the imaginary appearance of.
No, he was the real appearance.
Oh, he was the real appearance.
That's what he looked like.
Okay, it's been
anyhow,
there's imaginary things in that movie.
Yes, but yeah, he plays a little doggy character with a cape and a mask.
Right. That's what I remember.
And he can fly.
Yeah, he is super cute. I remember doing this exact shtick with my teddy bear. My character's name was Furry.
Oh, good
and
name.
He when I put a cape on him, and he'd be super furry.
Yeah, awesome.
It was usually a sheet of paper that I had just colored red with a crayon. Although when Batman came out, I tried to stitch my own costume for him.
So is C tier good?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right.
I want him in B tier.
Oh, you want him in B tier? Okay, fine.
Just because I like it.
Right, next we have the Astronaut.
Astronaut was fun. Who doesn't love Astronaut?
The Astronaut, who is voiced by George Clooney.
Yes.
As a reference to a certain movie about him as an astronaut.
Yes.
I can't remember the name of that movie if you can remember it.
He was fun, but he was like as far
Gravity.
as
Gravity.
Yeah.
Gravity.
Yep. And as far as characters go, it was fine. I think C's good.
C? Okay.
C's good because he was fun to see on screen, but he didn't really move the plot along.
Yeah, he was there for a couple of little more interesting scenes than the ones on the G tier, but I'd say he fits there. Next we have the Flower. His name is Sunny, and is voiced by Matt Damon. And they are the therapist for the group therapy sessions.
Yes, fun character.
And I feel like that's probably a movie reference.
Yeah, and it's a very typical anthropomorphic flower design.
Yes.
Imagine an anthropomorphic flower in your head, and that's exactly what he looks like. They, you know what? They are rather important to the plot. But at the same time, had no emotional connection to them. I would say C is good. You know, C or D? C tier.
Okay. All right, we're getting to the last few here. Next we have Uni, who was voiced by Emily Blunt.
So we called our friend Lena.
Uni, short for unicorn.
Yes, and they're on a bunch of the merchandising.
Yes, when we went to the theater, they had T-shirts with her on it.
Yeah, multiples.
But strangely, not Blue, who's like the poster boy for the movie.
They were fine, but they had a almost non-existent part in the movie.
Yeah, they do a rainbow.
Yeah, and they're fine. They're a fine character. They're really cute. If I was super into unicorns, I'd easily put them in B or A tier. But
I'm really into a certain unicorn with purple hair.
Yeah, I like them, but I think they're fine. Honestly, I'd rather put them in D tier.
In which D tier?
Yeah, I don't dislike any of these characters. I think all of these characters are fun.
Right.
They're awesome, but
this next one, we could not find any pictures of them.
Yes,
they don't seem to exist in physical format. This is the character is named Viola. They are voiced by Allison Seeger. They are a violin with sunglasses. Sorry, there's no sunglasses.
We could not. Yeah, it's not. It's
this is just clip art of some sort.
This is a clip art of
closest we could find to represent
of a cello. It's not even a violin, but it's yes. This is our vague representation. I don't remember the character at all.
They were in the group therapy scene, and I don't think they were in much else other than maybe in the background of various scenes where they had no more speaking lines.
They had a small part in the movie, almost non-existent. I don't know how to play one, and they have almost no relevancy in my life. So personally, I have to put it in F tier.
Yes, I am agreeing. F tier. Just for the sheer fact, I can't find even a picture of them. But they were named. They were named character with a voice actress. So I was like, yeah, I gotta put them there.
They are very valid.
Next we have I forgot. B. Her name is B. She is the protagonist of the movie, played by Kaylee Fleming. She is not imaginary friend, but where I decided to put her and her co-star Ryan Reynolds on here just to fill out the list here. What did you think of the main character?
I thought the main character was great, very relatable. She did suffer. See, they do two things with kid characters. They either become way too smart and not at all kid-like by any stretch, or they're really annoying. I feel like she was a pretty decent balance. Like, she definitely still kind of seemed like a kid, but she definitely also seemed like a person that had to grow up too fast.
Yeah, that was kind of the main course of the movie, is that, she's only 12, but she feels like she's too old for childish things anymore.
She really feels like somebody that's grown up in their 20s and is moving into their own place. But yeah, I liked her a lot. I thought she was a great character.
Is she A or S tier?
I think she might be an S tier character.
All right.
She really serves her purpose well. She really holds the movie together, and you could not have a movie without her character.
And next we have Cal, who was played by Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. I mean, come on. Great character, always a showstopper. Gotta have be in the S tier until he does something terrible.
Apologies for how this website cuts the pictures, top of the picture off, so you can't really see him.
To make another tier, but anyway. So we could push it down a little.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't help. The picture just gets the top of the image cut off.
Oh, you're talking about the characters.
Yeah, you can't really see him too well.
I could have fixed it.
Next we have, it is a unsight gag.
Yes, there is no voice for this character,
They are listed as being voiced by Brad Pitt, and they are named Keith. They are a silent and invisible if.
Yes, they're like, who invents an
invisible imaginary friend?
Yeah, and it's something like that, and I mean, they're a non-entity, although they still manage to be
attributed to Brad Pitt.
Yes, that was amusing, like how he appeared in.
That's another one that only the adults are going to get the reference of them being voiced
in
by somebody.
Yeah, because Brad Pitt was in the Deadpool movie as an invisible character.
Yeah.
I mean, they're fine. Honestly, for a character that doesn't really do anything other than trip people somehow we don't really get to see them otherwise. I thought
there's
it was a
no
fun
way to
gag.
see. You don't have any idea what shape they are, and they just exist. Their physical form that you can't see.
Yeah, and that's it. That's also all we know about the character.
Yes.
I liked the gag though, and ultimately it does have a payoff, so I would leave it B tier.
Okay. And then the rest.
Yeah, that's the thing. There was a bunch of characters that only appeared in like the background, maybe had no speaking part, or just couldn't find any credits for.
Oh,
you know,
there we go. So
okay, these are some of the most noteworthy ones.
This was the best picture I could find that included multiple extra characters who have no voice actors listed and have no names attached to what their character's name is.
It's a mixture.
There's this big guy who's kind of like a little bit of a Smoochie meets Barney the dinosaur, but in clothes.
Yeah, I thought it was like a cross between Barney and Captain Kangaroo.
Okay,
that little costume.
Then we in this scene they clearly seem to be an apple, but I swear in previous scenes they look like a strawberry. And you can barely make them out here, but there is an animated playing card, a king of spades or king of clubs, that has like arms and legs. Presuming a kid who wanted to be a magician may have invented him. But yeah, they just kind of show up in the group shots and in the background, and they don't have any kind of role in the story. But again, so do some of the other characters, like the ghost and the banana. But they got speaking lines and got named. Yeah. Or at least the ghost definitely got named.
Yeah, they were all fun to see. They're just background filler. I mean, as far as characters, they had no characters.
I definitely could see them making like a streaming service miniseries where we get to see more of these characters and they get to have speaking lines and get named.
Yeah, that would be great. That'd be
or they could release a physical book because in the movie. B starts a journal where she is drawing pictures of each of these imaginary friends. That's also
one thing about the character. She initially drew a lot of things with markers, and then when she got older, she's like, I'm grown up now. I don't really do that.
Yeah.
And then she starts doing it again, showing that she's reconnecting with her child. Yeah, that definitely, as a group, has to be
so I feel like this is a pretty good progression here. We got 2 in S tier, 3 in A tier, 5 in B tier, 6 in C tier, 7 in D tier, and only 2 in F.
And again, no hate for the characters that make it into F tier.
I don't know if you want to count each of these individually.
I'm counting them all together.
But yeah, we can count them all
together. They're all great designs, I think, and I loved all of them to some degree anyway. But as far as they're another case. They were just there to fill in the background. There was also a few other random ones that came and went so fast. There was like some knights and a dragon.
Did we talk very much about Blue being voiced by Steve Carell?
Yeah, we didn't. It was a fun character. Yeah, Steve Carell is Steve Carell.
There's also a few other human characters mentioned. Her dad, but there's also a couple of other people that show up. One who is played by a Saturday Night Live alum. You know what I'm talking about? The chubby guy?
Hold on, let me think of
it. Sorry, I didn't research more in advance here.
Bobby Moynihan.
Yes, Bobby Moynihan shows up in this. He's fun, definitely entertaining seeing Bobby Moynihan show up in this movie.
We should say, because we're going being really obtuse here.
I believe he shows up in the trailers.
Yeah, the character, the whole movie, it was like Fosters. It's set up like Fosters are trying to find homes for these imaginary friends. But then the overall theme of the movie is reconnecting with the lost parts of your childhood.
Yes, and the main character who feels like they need to be grown up, but they're still 12. They need to be able to still be a child and enjoy their childhood while they still have it.
She helps these adult characters reconnect with their past.
Yes.
That kicked up a ton of old memories for me. And I was like fighting back tears for a good portion
absolutely.
Of the movie.
That will totally happen.
And it wasn't even things. I started thinking about things that weren't even necessarily imaginary friends. It was just things from my childhood and things that I've lost over the years.
Indeed.
It was really tough. I was like gripping this. I was like, please do something different. Yeah.
But like I was saying, this movie is very all over the place. A lot of it is for kids. A lot of it is for their parents. And
there he is.
You know, you could totally see this movie as an adult without kids. You could totally see this as a parent with kids, and you'd all enjoy it.
Yeah. Oh, you know what?
You might not enjoy the same parts of the movie, but I think you'd all find parts of the movie you'd enjoy.
Yeah, I did want to say real quick before we end here. There was this. I don't think it's too much of a spoiler. It is a little bit though. So,
okay.
Where the girl grew up. Basically cosplaying as Tina Turner for fun, for home movies. And there's at the end of the movie, I thought it was so amusing. It's okay. Where we're looking at the credits, and Chicago's like, why are they mentioning the estate of Tina Turner? It's like, she was doing Tina Turner's song right there.
Yeah, I did not. I didn't catch that.
Dressed up just like Tina Turner. Big wheels keep on turning.
Did she even look? I mean, she's played by a white actress.
Yeah, but she had the wig and the outfit, and she was turned in a way that you would rarely see her face.
Okay. Right.
So it was like, oh, she's really into Tina Turner. It was a weird
again, this is a thing that parents are totally gonna get. Yeah, but the kids are gonna go.
I'm a little surprised that a kid would be familiar, but sometimes that happens. Like growing up, I knew who Engelbert Humperdinck was, and that's because my mom liked him, even though he was long gone by the time I was growing up.
Who's that?
He's an old singer. He sung a song or two that I'm sure you've heard. But...
All right. But anyhow, yeah, so definitely recommend you check this movie out. You know, if you had a favorite imaginary friend from this movie, if you've seen it, let us know in the comments below. And, hopefully you'll like the movie. If you have seen the movie, do let us know what you thought of the movie. And if you have a recommendation for a movie we should do a review on, let us know. We did recently watch an older movie of... The Last Starfighter. Need to figure out another movie to group together with that for a review. But until then, we'll see you in the next video where we'll probably have an unboxing at some point. And Anthrocon is coming up real soon. Whenever they release the schedule for that, we'll have a video talking about what we're doing for Anthrocon. But until then, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye!
Bye! All right, there's the end button here.